And on Saturday, April 27th, we have our final transit for the month of April. And the sun is going to move into the gate 24 and the earth is going to move into the gate 44. So let's go ahead and dive into the sun in the gate 24. So the sun in the 24 is right here in the ajna. We have the head, which is really the crown. It's kind of above the head, right? And then it connects right here to the ajna center. And the 24 is right here. It's the beginning of the knowing circuit. And in traditional human design, it's known as rationalization. And in quantum human design, it's known as blessings. And so the 24, its mate is the 61, which is the gate of wonder. And so it's receiving these breakthrough, leading edge, out of the box epiphanies, potentials, insights, downloads, and so on that's coming through that knowing circuit. So this is a continuation of energies in the knowing circuit being lit up. In the last transit, we had the 28 lit up, and the one before that, we had the 3 lit up. So there's a lot of energy coming through this knowing circuit, which is fairly typical just because the knowing circuit is so big. But again, we have the invitation to be leaning into our intuition and to be open to the divine guidance that wants to come from the creative intelligence of the universe through that knowing circuit. The reason it's been named rationalization in traditional human design is it's kind of like, what is that information that's coming in? You can almost feel like the influence of the logic circuit, rationalization. Like, is that rational? I mean, the truth is what comes into the knowing circuit is not rational, right? It's not. It's in a different realm. And so when we try to make it fit into things that are more left-brained, can we analyze it? Is it rational? Is it reasonable? Is it strategic? And all that. It doesn't fit, right? And so we tend to be like, well, it's not rational. But that's not, it's more of a blessing. I'm so glad it's been renamed blessings in quantum human design, because what is coming in there are definitely blessings. And so this is a really great time for you to be kind of leaning in. What do you want to have information about? Right? What do you want to say to the flow of life and that creative intelligence of the universe? What do you want to say that you want guidance about? This is a wonderful time for you to be using those generative questions you've probably heard me talk about if you've seen other videos of mine, right? The generative questions like, I wonder how this is going to unfold in my life. I wonder who I need to talk to. I wonder how I need to prepare. I wonder if there's something I need to look at or something I need to understand. I wonder if I need to go somewhere, if I need to do something. And then depending on your human design type, you're going to see what's showing up in your reality. So if you're a generator, a manifesting generator, what you're going to respond to. If you're a projector, if people are going to be recognizing you or inviting you. If you're a manifester, that you're going to be tuning into those creative impulses that are coming through the motor. If you're a reflector, you're like, wow, what is downloading right now through that gate 44? What's coming in? Paying attention to this and actually seeding it for yourself by asking for that guidance that you want. You do not have to be a passive consumer at all. You totally can be throwing out, if you want to call it prayer, you want to call it intentions. There's different ways that we talk about our way of communicating with spirit. And so use whatever way works for you, and know that during this time, you're going to be receiving blessings from the sun lighting up the gate 24. Then the earth is lighting up the gate 44, which is on the spleen center, and it's known as energy in traditional human design, or truth in quantum human design. And the 44 is very much associated with the past. So our memories of the past reside in the gate 44. And the fear of the 44 is the fear of the past. So one of the best ways that you can respond to this energy of the 44 is to be telling the truth about what's happened in the past. When we're younger people, right? Especially, 15 and younger, even more 7 and under. But when we're younger people, we have a limited perspective with which to understand what's going on in our lives, right? And so a lot of times, especially when we're really younger, we can think that things that are negative that happen in our lives are our fault. You've probably heard this. You may even have felt it yourself, where like if your parents got divorced, you think it was your fault. You didn't do something right, or you did something wrong. Right? This is not an uncommon thing for kids to think, somehow like if I had been different, my parents would have stayed together, right? Probably has nothing to do with you as a kid, but this is the kind of thing that can happen. Or, for example, you may have an abusive parent or an abusive sibling or an abusive relative, right, who told you that it was your fault, that whatever this experience was happening to you. And that got embedded, and then you've kind of been carrying that around with you. It could be kind of subterranean, but it can also come up where you feel like, And so this is an opportunity for you to actually say, wait a minute, let me really take a look at this. Let me be more discerning with my mature point of view. And I can look back at it and I can go, you know what? My brother was actually really abusive to me. He told me it was because of X, Y, or Z. And, he didn't like the way I looked, or he didn't like what I did or whatever. Right. But he was just it wasn't anything to do with me. It had to do with him being a bully because he was bigger than me and he could do that. That's retelling a story. Right? It could also be maybe like I have had experiences in my life where I was mean to somebody and I blamed them. I said it was their fault, and I can tell the truth with myself and go, no, I got really activated and I wanted to be in control in that situation. And so I was mean to that person, or, I did something that now at my mature age, I look at that, I wouldn't do it now, but as a kid, I did do it. And then the opportunity is to forgive myself. Right. And also to forgive your brother. If your brother was mean to you, forgive the past, because that's really what enables us to let the past go, is when we can forgive the past and we can, just be like, okay, this is what happened. But we come into right relationship with it so that we can feel empowered in our present with the stories that we're telling ourselves about the past. And this is why it's been renamed truth. Like, what is the truth of the situation? And this is tribal circuitry. So part of it has to do with the truth of how we've been in community, right? So it can be family. The examples I just gave were family, but they can be other examples. Like I have talked to people who were brought into a religion as a young person, and they didn't have choice about it. And they, had to make their peace with the situation that they grew up in, right? And now they can look back at it and have a new perspective on that situation. And so they can tell the truth about that. What was the truth about what was going on in my community at the time? And sometimes there can be a real reaction, like they shouldn't have made me do that. I didn't want to do it. So there can be this really negative judgment. Or there can be a way that we're making everything okay and they were doing the best they can, when it's really like, you know what, that really wasn't okay with me. I want to draw a boundary here and say, no, you know what? No, that was really not okay with me. So whatever your truth is a great thing to journal about. Do some Ho'oponopono. If you know that blessing, it's a Hawaiian blessing, which is about how we really do bless situations and help let them go, and find forgiveness for ourselves and for others. So this is a really great practice to be doing while the earth is lighting up that gate 44, to be grounding yourself in your current understanding about the truth of the past. And then just a final reminder, I'd love to have you come and join me on April 13th and participate in our immersive experience about connecting you with your higher purpose. And it will be recorded, so if you can't attend live, you certainly can come and experience it and participate with the recording. And we will have the community there, so you'll be able to participate with people afterwards as well and share about your experience. I can't wait to see you then. All right. Many blessings. Much love. Bye for now.